Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. It is that time once again where we will take a look and see what aspect of full moon would serve us best to align with and to utilize so that we can get the best results. To serve the best and highest good is usually what is said here. So this full moon is in Gemini. It is at 9:30 tonight, Arizona time. So if you live in a different part of the world, it's very possible that your full moon may be on December 19th instead of December 18th, like those of us in the Southwest here in the United States. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right into the tarot. Usually I talk a little bit about the moon, but in this particular case, I think I'm just going to go right into the cards. There's a few things I want to talk about as far as the numerology of this full moon, but I think it'll be interesting to see what the cards say first. So let's just take a look here and see. Okay, so those of you who are watching this, even if it's in the recording, take a moment to just set that intention of what is it that we need to know the most about this full moon in Gemini, December 2021. To serve our best and highest good, how might we utilize this energy best? Cards. How might we use this full moon in Gemini energy to serve our best and highest good? Evidently, they have a lot to say. All right, so the first two cards that come up are the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. These came out together. So that actually speaks a bit to the disharmonious aspect that Neptune has to this full moon. So in its shadow aspect, Neptune is a planet that's more associated with confusion, delusion, and can often in that shadow aspect can feel kind of overwhelming. So I think that is what this Two of Swords is talking about. Lots of water in this particular rendition of the card. So we might feel like there's a lot of confusion, a lot of like almost doggy paddling, trying to keep our head above water. And in this particular case, there is going to be some things that are going to happen where we will finally cut through the clouds of that confusion in order to find out which way in the crossroads we want to go. And then we have the 10 of Wands that comes up. And this is a reminder that it doesn't have to always be so hard, folks. The 10 of Wands is a guy obviously he's has this huge burden of all of these heavy wands that he's carrying around. And we have the Justice card that came up with it. And the Justice card reversed. So that to me very much says that there are some aspects of some things that we might be carrying around that aren't really ours to carry anyway. It's unjust for us to be carrying them. And that also speaks to the Sagittarius piece here as well. Because Sagittarius is very much like whatever it sets its sight on, that is the direction. Sagittarius is like, it's the hunter. And wherever he sets his sight, that is the goal. That is the direction that one is going. And so we have to make a bit of space for us to be able to take advantage of the new clarity that we may be getting over the next couple of weeks. And that clarity may make us see how perhaps maybe our own internal dialogue, our own belief systems, perhaps have made us work harder than what is absolutely necessary, and see where it is that we may have imbalances in our life. It's also very interesting because the Justice card, she's standing between two pillars, and that is the symbol of Gemini. Gemini is the two, it looks like a Roman numeral 2. It's got like the two pillars. And so we find ourselves in this doorway of Gemini. Gemini is associated with Mercury, is associated with communication. And that brings me to the next card, which is the Princess of Cups. The Princess of Cups is associated with intuition, with expecting the unexpected. It's about surprises. And so here, I think that this card very much is talking about both the culmination of the Sagittarius energy that the sun is in, and the Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and as well as the Gemini energy that the moon is in, and the moon is ruled by Mercury. So we will find ourselves with a bit of a heightened communication, and communicating both with ourselves, with our spirit guides, as well as other people, may give us a little bit more communication. Sometimes it just really helps to have a sounding board. This is also a really great time to actually get a reading because of this enhanced communication that Gemini is giving us. On that note, I think this is a good place to talk about the numerology of this full moon. Both the full moon, which is in Gemini, is at 27 degrees, and the sun is also at 27 degrees. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 9 is the number of the Hermit in the tarot card. So that energy of the Hermit is the energy of going within, going in the cave, and to seek those answers within. The Hermit doesn't need to go out into the world at large to find the answers. He reminds us that all of the really important answers are within. And the Princess of Cups is also speaking to the importance of going within, using our intuition. And then there's this piece of Sagittarius that I'm finding, because Sagittarius is so adventurous and I don't want to say risk-taking, but definitely a traveler. And so there's this adventure in going within. There's this adventure in up-leveling, understanding the landscape of our own subconscious, of our own intuition, of our own imagination, and utilizing that part of ourself to create something new, to create new relationships with both ourselves as well as others that are based on truth. And that's the Lover's card. So Gemini is also very much about relationships. You know, it is related to the twins. And here I'm also seeing almost like another version of the columns that are in the Justice card in the trees of the Lover's card. We still have this doorway or this portal that one must walk through. We also have duality here in the Lover's card, the male and the female. We have duality in this full moon. We have the sun that is in Sagittarius at 27 degrees. And then right on the opposite end, we have the full moon, which is also at 27 degrees, but is in Gemini. So we have, and then also we have the North and South node that are also in Sagittarius and Gemini, but they're at 0 degrees, which is the cosmic egg. It's the new beginning. It's actually the beginning before the beginning. It's like when we're making the blueprints, creating the landscape, preparing for the new beginning. And that's what's happening here. So there's definitely this energy of creating balance within polarity, within the yin, the yang, within the sweet and sour of life. And that brings us to the Prince of Pentacles and the Judgment card reversed. So I think the Judgment card reversed is also talking a little bit about the disharmonious piece of Neptune in all of this. And Neptune, hello, Tarsem. Hello, welcome. So Neptune, in its disharmonious aspect, like I said, causes confusion. Judgment card reversed is about not heeding the call. And I think that this might be where we've been for a bit. We might have been here for a minute with the Judgment card reversed, where we can feel spirit knocking on the door. We can feel our higher aspects of ourselves tapping us on the shoulder, saying, hey, might want to turn right, instead of left this time. And we just haven't been ready. We haven't been ready to take the actions, or perhaps it feels overwhelming, or that there's just confusion as to which way to go. And with the Neptune being disharmonious, we may still have a bit of that, but Jupiter is in a harmonious aspect with this full moon, and Jupiter is big energy. And Jupiter in this particular full moon is really happy. And when Jupiter's happy, he's like Santa Claus. And I think it's very interesting that we have this Santa Claus kind of energy coming in with this being the holiday season. And so Jupiter's coming in and he's saying, you know what, baby doll? You don't have to rush. You don't have to work so hard. You can take this slowly, but you do need to put one foot in front of the other. The Prince of Pentacles is not the most dynamic. He's a knight. He's not the most dynamic knight, not the most dynamic prince in the deck. He's slow and steady, wins the race. And you don't believe that planets are alive. That's cool, Darsem. But Prince of Pentacles, he gets to where he needs to go. And when he plants roots, he plants them deep, and they're sustainable, and they're long lasting. So then Jupiter comes in and he's saying, you may have been really confused for a while. Perhaps you're still feeling a little bit of the stuckness. But if you just put one foot in front of the other, take things slowly, you're going to get to where you need to go. No pressure, no rush. Don't have to work so hard. But do take at least one step towards creating more balance, create more harmony. And what that will do is that brings us right back to the Ace of Swords. It creates more success. It creates more harmony. It creates more clarity. All the good things. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining me here. And I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks, where we will take a look at the tarot and take a look at the stars and see what the new moon has in store for us in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.